Y'all, what's up? Welcome back to The Buzz with KDB. Today I am joined by the one and only Molly McDonald. Molly, how are you doing?
I'm doing so good. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, I'm very happy. So, I want to kind of first give the viewers a little spark notes kind of a view. Like, how would you describe yourself if someone asked you, what do you do for a living?
I'm going to say right off the bat, I sing country music for a living as of last year. So we're getting into it, learning
Yeah.
everything that there is to learn in this business and about playing music in general. So right now I'm figuring things out and having so much fun learning, um, observing, listen to what's going on
Yeah.
with me, writing, learning about the writing processes, and just trying to make better songs every day and
Yeah.
perform better at every show. So that's what I'm
Does
doing right
it does it ever almost scare you to tell someone you're doing music? Like if you meet a
now.
stranger? No.
No, I'm not afraid. And if you asked me this last year, I would have said something completely different. Because when I would go out with friends or like family and they would mention something to someone, I'd be like, guys, like, come on, like, stop. But now, no, I own it. It's my job. It's what I do.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of it. I'm excited, like I said, to just continue improving and learning. So I definitely do want people now to know that I make music. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's perfect. So you had kind of just started this, but have you always kind of had a little passion for music? Like when did you pick up the guitar?
So I picked up the guitar around 2 years ago, going the summer going into my junior year of high school. Um, yes, wow, but yeah. So I picked up guitar then and have been playing since. And then I started writing songs months after. So um, yeah, and then uh, like that's in high school, and I'm going into
Mhm.
my sophomore year of college now. So that wasn't too long ago. Um,
Yeah.
I would say music has always been something I paid attention to and that I heard. I just never did it. Um,
Did you know you could sing?
uh, in middle school, I was in choir, but like
I was too, but I'm not a singer.
um, I sang different types of music, like a different kind of music. I was also in theater in middle school, so
Gotcha.
I did. Yeah, yeah. In middle school, I figured out I could sing. I could carry melody, and like I learned how to sing harmonies and everything like that. But it was so funny because in middle school, I really liked theater. Um, and like I participated in those shows all throughout, and I was like, man, like I could work on this and then like Broadway one day.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I'm going for Broadway. But I was like, I would never just sing as myself. Like it's easy because
Mhm.
I always thought theater was so easy because I got to play a character, and I was like, I would never go up there and just sing as myself. But I'm like, wow, now that's what I do.
Yeah, now look at you. That's
Yeah,
kind of funny. So, you're currently going to Texas A&M. What are you majoring in?
I'm majoring in business at Mays Business.
Okay. Perfect. So, I feel like a lot of musicians just go the business route. So then you know how to
Yeah.
do business.
Hopefully we'll learn how to save the money that we make. That was the intent.
Exactly.
I wanted to know how to, yeah, kind of conduct myself in the business world and learn professionalism and all that kind of stuff. Um, so, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so I want to kind of get into being a female currently in the country music scene. I know I honestly just posted today on my
Yes.
story about how the listening rate for females in country music have just for radio play, they've gone down. It's just being dominated by men in country music. How does that kind of how do you look at that as an up and coming female singer songwriter that wants to pursue that?
As an up and coming female who, yeah, um, I will say it, it's something like I would love for there to be obviously change for. And it is a little like, if I think about it too hard, I'm like, ooh, but it's just one
Mhm.
of those things. As a female, it's like, it's just the way it is now. And there's just dynamic changes that naturally happen when you walk into a room as a female, being a musician in like co-writes
Mhm.
and with bands and everything. It's just human nature. It's a little intimidating if you think about it, like, because there are
Yeah.
actually, like, I haven't really thought about it that much about radio play and charts and all of that stuff. Because, like I said, I'm just getting myself together,
Mhm.
following music and learning everything. So,
It's crazy to think about because like you think that like country music's doing a really good job with females right now, but then
right,
you actually look at like the logistics of everything and it's just really crazy to see.
it's
Because
that.
like you have like Lainey Wilson, like Megan Maroney, like top in the charts right now. But
Right.
then like you look at like all the behind the scenes and everything and it's like they had to work longer and harder than any of the men who are on the charts too, because I feel like it's so quickly for like men to explode rather than females.
That's very interesting to think about. And
Yeah.
I haven't. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Yeah. Yeah, because right now, of course, it's funny too. I sing a lot of male covers. Like,
Mhm.
almost all the songs that I originally learned, they're all guys. Except there was like classic Dolly Parton and that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But now I do pay attention to the females, and um, it's so inspiring to watch them do what they're doing. But I haven't paid attention to their backstory and how long they've been in the industry and stuff. Because I think you also do on social media, you just see their pop up moment, and then you're like, oh,
Mhm. Exactly.
And as
Yeah.
a girl, I'm also paying attention to other girls that are singing country
Mhm.
music and music in general. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
about the charts, kind of bigger picture.
It's
Yeah,
really crazy because I know like Lainey Wilson has been trying to actively pursue music full time for like 10 years.
at least. Yeah.
Yeah, at least 10 years. So then you look at like her finally finding like her success and
Mhm.
it's just crazy to think about. It's just weird. I don't know. It's almost like it makes you want to work harder, you know,
Yes.
which is important.
I mean, I have the mentality I want to work hard, whether no matter what. It's just like
Exactly.
kind of the thing where I want the person who deserves the job the most to have the job, and the
Mhm.
people who deserve the success the most to have the success, regardless. But
Mhm. Exactly.
if people are held back from opportunities because of that, I don't think that's right. It's kind of who works for it deserves it and should own it. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's
crazy.
it's really crazy to think about. I mean, I've talked to multiple different females and they're just like at the same time it's almost like it's hard to see like if you really think about it, but then I know a lot of females in country music right now, a lot of their listeners are male too, which is
Yeah,
even weirder to think about.
yeah.
Like if you look at like logistically, it's
I think that's
crazy.
a great thing.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes. It
Some I've definitely thought about writing my own songs. Is like, I don't want these to be just relatable to girls. Of course, I want to relate to girls. I am a girl.
yeah.
I write what I know, but I don't. I don't want to just single out girls and say my music's only for girls or that kind of thing. I want.
Yeah, and I do feel like that there are a lot of women musicians who do like do that. Where like my music's only like for the girls or something.
Right.
And it's kind of like I like how you like no, you want to relate want it to relate to everyone, which I think's honestly like the best way you can kind of go about it.
Right. Yeah. At the end of the day, I just want to connect with other humans. Want to make them feel seen, heard, loved, and
Yeah.
helped.
You're like I just want people to listen to the music.
I mean, at the end of the day, yes. But for the hopefully it brings some positivity to their life, even if
Yes.
it's a sad song just relating to them. But yeah, I don't always. I think there is a time to hone in and a song to hone in on just this is a only girl thing because there are just like I said, human nature things that some like guys only deal with certain things and girls only deal
Mm-hmm.
with certain things. So it's like there's a time, a place, a song to write about those certain things, but I definitely don't want to do that all the time.
Exactly. So, with that being said, I want to get into your recent release. You
Yes.
recently dropped Pretty Talk, and you wrote it about like people gossiping like in high school, right?
In high school. Yes.
That's
My
so
senior year,
crazy.
not a specific story about gossip. Actually, Pretty Talk is about a guy. Whether it's one specific guy, I don't know. But my best friend and I always just like, we share details of our lives with each other as best friends do. And we're always just like, especially with like social media and just, it's so easy for people to just kind of splurt things out over
Mm-hmm.
text or that kind of stuff. Just saying like, they're going to do this, this, and this. And it's just like, when my best friend and I would share those occurrences, we'd be like, yeah, right. Like, it's just like, that's bullshit, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's just pretty talk. And that's what I wrote it about. Also in high school, it's just like those people, all these keyboard warriors, they'll say stuff online and it's just like, say it to my face,
Yeah, they don't own up to it in person. Like they'll
Yeah.
sit behind their screen and say it, but they won't say it in person. They're almost like scared. It's
Yep.
crazy. One of my favorite lines in the song is like, how does it go? Like, dishing out lines, you might as well be fishing, or how does it go?
Yeah, throwing out lines
Yeah,
might as well
throwing.
be fiction.
That's like my favorite line, and I have your shirt that says that.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just like that's like such a good and catchy line.
And those shirts were funny too. We took doodles and put them on a shirt, and because we were just like, "Oh, I have my first full band show,
Yeah.
I need merch." My mom pushed merch. Actually, she was playing momager, and she was like, "You need merch, Molly," and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So we just took that and threw it on a shirt, and I was like, "Well, usually I would rather be fishing." So
It's
yeah.
cute and it's a good shirt. Like
Well, thank you so
and
much.
it's I just like it. That's probably my favorite line. But I want to talk about your favorite line that you've ever written in a song. Whether it's released or unreleased. Like what's one that you wrote and you're like, "Oh my gosh, like that's really good."
Ooh, I feel so caught off guard. I don't know. Gosh. I think my favorite. Mm, I have some new unreleased songs with favorite lines, but in as
Mhm.
for my release, which is only two songs, obviously, I'm gonna say a line in Asphalt. Asphalt is I like Asphalt's writing better than I do.
Mhm. I
So
feel like Pretty Talk's just like a fun song that you need.
yeah,
But like I really do enjoy Asphalt and I think for that being like your debut single, it was perfect like for you just to like establish yourself being like this is who I am and it's really good.
so much. Asphalt was the first song. So I recorded three songs for my first time recording ever, and they were like the first songs I'd written. So so it's like, what are we doing here, But Asphalt was the first song where I was like, oh, I feel like I wrote a song,
Yeah.
because songs are you have to write so many to strengthen. It's just like a muscle. You gotta
Mhm.
strengthen it. You gotta work it out. So like I try and write every day, and there's no guarantee of songs getting better. Um, but hopefully that's the goal. But Asphalt was the first song I was like, okay, it's a song. Like it's
Yeah, you're like, "Wow, I wrote a song."
kind of just words jumbled together. So
Yeah.
figuring it out.
So, currently like you're writing a lot. What Are you expecting to release any more this year, or are you kind of gonna wait till next year?
Oh, we're going full throttle. I'm very excited. We have some new singles I'm working on and am excited to release, and that will be this year. And then I am also working on a project, so my first full project, which I'm also very pumped about. So, yeah.
Are they gonna be full band?
Yes.
That's good. That's sick.
Yes. Yes. I'm super
And
excited.
you have some great guys in your band. Like
Yes.
you have like Kyle Garrison, who's crazy on drums, and we've talked to him about you as well.
Oh,
And yes, we love Kyle.
yeah. Kyle and I are about to, we're about to work on kind of a separate project as well, which I'm super
Oh, that's
excited about.
cool.
I love just kind of having my hand in all these different things because, like I said, it's just a learning experience, and that's
Yeah,
what I'm doing
you
everything
gain
now.
experience, you
Yeah,
learn from it,
Kyle's
then you know
cool.
how to do everything.
We hope so. We hope so
Yes.
at the end of the day. Yeah.
So, going forth like with that, you have a lot of really good people around you. Like currently like in College Station where you're at, like you have a good foundation and I think you have just really good people in your life. Like you're
Yes.
doing like the really good things. Like you're not with like bad people right in the industry right now. And I think that's really important because you're with people who are genuinely in it for the music and want you to succeed, you know?
Exactly. And that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, I always want to be kind and I want these people to be my friends. I didn't know them before kind of putting myself into the music industry and starting to make music and like be like, oh, I actually do make music now.
Mhm.
And I'm all about the music and I'm always wanting to be kind and that kind of stuff. So I think there's some of that, like, I'm just blessed to be around other people who are like that in College Station. And I'm just
Mhm.
blessed that they're here too. Because I think some people do mention that they're in towns where they're like, they kind of feel isolated. Like they're like, no one's.
Yeah,
So I think College Station definitely has great folks, if not in it, around it.
definitely. I think there's a good group of people in College Station that have definitely burst into the scene and it's good to have them backing you, you know?
Right. 100%.
You're like,
They're who I learned from.
yeah,
They're the reason
exactly.
yeah, they're the reason I'm pursuing this. Um, like I moved from Illinois, which is just so different. It's so different. And I listened to what my parents had on, and my mom's from Texas. She was born and raised here. My parents are Aggies. So they had Texas country on, but did I pay attention to it? Unfortunately, not early. So I moved here, and then like my first concert, I got invited by friends a few months after moving here to Cody Johnson, and
Mhm.
like there's so much great music in Texas
Yeah.
around College Station. So yeah, I'm
That's
just super
like
inspired, and now it's
I
crazy
grew
to
I
know that.
grew up in the Midwest as well and it's so crazy to see how like different it is here because you can go out anywhere and see music any day you want.
Yep.
You can just go like, "Oh, I want to go like see a show." Okay, look it up, go find someone. Like it's not that difficult and it's crazy to me because it's like I didn't have that luxury back home. If I wanted to go like hear someone sing, it was at like some bar's random karaoke night and I did not want to go to that.
You can find some of those here too.
Yeah.
So,
It's
so where
just
are you from originally?
North Dakota.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I moved here because Kyler lives here. And so I was like, okay, I'll move, I guess. So then I moved here and it's just kind of like, I've been here since like the end of December, full time. I lived here last summer too, but it's just crazy. Like, I know we go to shows like all the time. It's
Yeah.
just like this Saturday we're going to a show. Next Friday we're going to a show. And it's
That's
just like, it's it's amazing because I'm like, we get to see so much good and live music that I never got to see back home because it would be like one person coming to the state and everyone was there. And I'd be like, oh, okay. Everyone I know is posting this on their Snapchat stories.
Right. It almost oversaturated when it did happen. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's
So
also like, thank y'all so much for supporting live music, you know?
it's it's
That's
important and it's fun because like you get to see people succeed that like you've witnessed since the very start. So
right.
it's really like one day when you're big, we'll be like, oh yeah, we saw her open for Randy and her first full band show, and it was crazy. And so,
The first full band show, it was crazy. Yes. So blessed that Randy asked me to do that too. I mean, I hadn't seen him. I'd seen him acoustic, and he's amazing acoustic.
mm-hmm.
But he's
Yeah,
also amazing with his band because his band's amazing, and it was just such a great experience. So I'm super pumped that that was kind of my first. It's just like I'm so blessed.
yeah,
My first experience.
and it was like a full crowd. Like
Yes, yes, yes,
that's
yes,
what was really fun about it. Like there were so many people there, and it was really cool. We really
yes.
enjoyed it.
And I was excited because I wanted to play, the kind of bigger venues in College Station, like the Tap, and then I didn't get to play Harry's because I didn't even know I was writing songs and playing guitar at that point. It was just
Yeah,
like, oh, dang, I didn't know what I had until it was gone.
literally. I know we never got to go to a show there, and it makes us sad to think about.
I, I couldn't get in there of age. Like the one time I was there, I snuck in, so it's pretty fun.
I definitely think like the Tap is such a good place to play in College Station though because everyone knows about it
Yeah.
and they always bring a really good crowds of people.
Yes, and the
With
people who do go there seem to love music. They're there to listen.
exactly. Like you can tell they're there to listen to music, which is very important rather than going to like some random place and people talk over the opener. Don't
100%.
do that, people listening.
Yes.
Don't do it. But I kind of want to go back to being a full time musician while also being a student. How hard is that to kind of handle music and school? Because I remember doing podcast in school and that was hard.
Ah, yeah. So, so balance is not something I know, and I'm a very extreme person. So if I have something I want to do, I want to do it right, and I want to dedicate all my time to it. And
That's
as
me
a jazz
too.
music is now that thing that I think about all the time. I'm always like, okay, I want to. My bad. We got no.
You're good.
I want to play guitar. I want to write. The more you practice, the better you get. And of course, I
Mm-hmm.
just want to improve and learn about the craft. So I'm always wanting to practice. And then we have school, and it's just like, man, it's a drag to get through.
I know.
So it's definitely it's a responsibility to say, okay, I'm going to manage my time and block out when I'm going to only I'm going to only focus on school for a few hours and then I can go do my other stuff. And then
Mm-hmm.
plus music, you have social media, which also takes time. You know that with a podcast. Like it's just
Yeah.
like and if you want to make good content and you want to use it as a creative outlet, it takes time and effort and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes other people and it's just like I would love to dedicate all my time to that and be creative as often as possible. Um, but right now
Which,
I'm
yeah.
committed to school too.
Would you say that social media is one of the hardest parts about being in the music industry today? Because I feel like you really have to try at it if you want to see some numbers increase.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I just kind of started really recently actually getting more consistent and um, I'm trying to let my just at the beginning it was like, oh, I want to make this look as professional as possible and polished and everything, but that's really not what, you don't want social media to just be a highlight reel. Like,
Yeah.
I
You
want
wanted the real and rawness.
to, exactly. And I'm the real and rawness is I'm learning and trying to figure out how to do this. So I want to focus on more bringing people along on the journey of that instead of being like, I have to show up perfect. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but social media, yeah, I don't think it's necessarily, I don't think it's going to be hard once I figure out how
Mm-hmm.
to do it. And am able to just kind of just be like, yeah, I have an idea, I'm create it, and I'm just throw it out there and kind of do that every day. So,
Yeah, I definitely see that because like I'm trying to be better even on social media for like the podcast, and it's so hard because it's like sometimes you have ideas but you don't have time or you don't really know how to like showcase it in what you're doing. And it can be really hard just to figuring out when to post, figuring out what hashtags to use even. It's crazy. It's really weird.
it's also something I view as a creative outlet. And so I'm like, I want to go in and take all this time and like learn how to edit cool and like add cool text at certain times and, make funny edits.
Uh-huh.
I like jokes. I like humor, that kind of stuff. I want
Yeah.
to show. Um, so I want to edit it certain ways, like the YouTube aesthetic. It's just like, I want to make
Yeah.
content like that. But do I know how to edit? Absolutely not. And at the end of the day, I'm probably going to spend my time writing a song. So,
Yeah.
we'll figure out the balance. But it's both an opportunity, and sometimes I can see it and be like, oh, I'm stressed out because I didn't get a post ready. And like my first two singles, I really haven't had a plan of promotion, which at the end of the day just comes down to me really planning ahead, um, which I just have been like learning day by day. So,
Mhm.
it's definitely it's all the difference because it's how you get your voice out there, how you get your music.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really crazy. I feel like there could be a really good trend with pretty talk.
Lots of ideas.
Like I'm like you could definitely do a really good trend with that.
It's also so funny sometimes. Like I'll be like, okay, there's a fine line on like how far to go with certain like jokes and that kind of stuff. It's like, ooh, we could call some things out. But
Yeah. But
yeah,
you're like maybe I shouldn't.
I never want to come off as mean or anything. But
Yeah.
a little humor
Sometimes
never hurt nobody.
exactly. Well, you could do is like post it and if it goes viral and you get the followers, then delete it.
That's so funny. Just be like, yes,
But
this was clickbait. Thanks for participating. Bye.
exactly. You're like, my last post was clickbait. It has now been deleted.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now that I have followers. No.
Dude, you'd be surprised what some people do, like, on TikTok. It's crazy to even think about. I don't know
Yeah.
how people can do it for a living sometimes.
Oh, be like influencers and that kind of.
Yeah.
I think it's just kind of they just document, everything,
Yeah.
which I think is great in terms of authenticity and vulnerability and that kind of stuff. But as we know with social media, some of it's just like not what they're projecting, and
Exactly.
that gets interesting. Um, yeah, it's just interesting. Like there's a whole virtual world, and then there's the reality. And
I
sometimes the virtual
know.
world now, as artists, like your social media 100% precedes you in person.
Yeah.
Lots of
It's almost scary.
when you're reaching people, you don't get the chance to meet every single person. So,
Dude, imagine if it was like when it was back in the day when you just discovered who an artist was based off of like listening to the radio.
radio and word of mouth, and like
Yeah.
seeing them live. Yeah,
Yeah. But now it's like, oh, look at this person I saw on TikTok. Like that's so crazy to even think about.
it is. It's, yeah,
But
it's
it's
just like,
also It's beneficial because you see what it's done for lots of different artists in the scene currently. Like, talk about like Hudson Westbrook.
Right.
Like, he didn't even like, it was like a year and a half ago he dropped his like first song, and like how he's blown up since then because of like the use of social media is absolutely insane.
Yes. And the work ethic that he's put into it. I mean, it's just at the end of the day, it's showing up. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, things got so fast rolling for him, which is so cool. It's so
But
great.
I feel like it's also can be overwhelming. I mean, I couldn't imagine like it's just crazy like to even think about like the artists that blow up so quickly and they don't even really get like a touch of realness anymore because it's just like constant. Constantly going. I think he's been on tour this whole entire year. Like,
Constant need for
yeah,
more, 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 more shows,
yeah,
content, more songs. Yeah, it's like rapid fire, and I'm sure there's some things that are like, oh,
mm-hmm,
I've only been doing this for so long, and you're just kind of you're probably flying by the, you know, seat of
yeah,
your pants, and just like, oh, I gotta learn everything at once while also putting out stuff, while also navigating just being a teenager, while also, just.
yeah. Because I'm pretty sure he still does like school, and I'm just like, holy crap! Like that's so
I think he
crazy.
did drop out.
Okay, well, I would have too if I was him.
Yeah.
But like I just think it's crazy because I don't think he's just been nonstop for the past year and it's just crazy to think about. And he's an artist that releases so frequently. It's
Mhm.
always like new music Friday, Hudson Westbrook, blah blah blah. Every like almost like every freaking week. And I'm
Yeah,
like
I
he
think there's
when
a lot of like I respect that so much.
yeah.
That's definitely a goal of mine. I'm super excited to. It's like, okay, now that I got the first recording process out, I'm like, okay, I'm writing every day. Let's try stuff out. Let's have fun with it. But
What was it like scary going into the studio for the first time?
yes, only because I wanted to do it perfect the first time, something I've never done. So it's kind of like I had a expectation for myself, and it was almost like impossible to fulfill because I was like, "Oh, why don't you know this?" And then actually also I had these songs that I'd written and I was like, I got to sing them perfect. But if you listen to anyone's music and they sing it perfect, there's really no emotion in it,
Yeah.
and that's what music's all about. So, you don't want to sound like a robot hitting every single note. You want to express how you're feeling during the song and
Mhm.
sing it like you know how. So that was definitely a learning curve. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be real about this. Like I wrote these. I was feeling, So I
Yeah,
kind of
you're
had to
like
step back, and it
you're
was it
like
was a funny process.
you're like, yeah, I know what this song's about. I wrote it. I felt those things. That's so funny, actually.
Yeah. I think maybe it was the choir instilled in me trying to hit all the perfect notes.
It probably was.
So those harmony parts were a little, you have to repeat them over and over to get them in your head. So honestly, yeah, it probably was. But the studio was a great experience for the first time.
That's good. That's really good. So, another thing I kind of want to talk about is as an upcoming artist, you're really good with getting criticism about yourself. Like if someone tells you something, you're kind of just like, okay, like I can work with that, like go on it. I feel like it's so hard for people like in our generation to take criticism. But why do
Really
you like yeah. Like I feel like they're just so butthurt.
interesting. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Yeah, we have a generation that was raised on the internet for sure.
Yes.
But sometimes we don't know the consequences of our actions, and like kind of just almost won't always take accountability for like stuff, and just because we can sit behind our phones and just kind of
Mhm.
do whatever, um, and throw out criticism too without any repercussions. But on the taking criticism, you think people get butthurt?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
it. Sure.
I think, I mean, sometimes, I mean, obviously, someone might say something like you don't exactly want to hear, but it's important to hear because if this person feels that way, how many other people feel that way about what you're putting out? And
Yeah,
so that's what's important.
I love. It's gonna sound like it sounds weird, but I love criticism. Honestly, at the end of the day, I want people to tell me how they feel because it doesn't help anyone to to be told positive all the time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if the goal is to improve, then who does it help to be just be told you're good from the beginning? So,
Yeah.
lay it on, lay it on. Now there's a line of respect. Obviously, I think maybe that's what people cross on the internet and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
commenting on things that people can't control or didn't ask for, or is just like you don't want to be mean. There's a way to do it for sure, but I love it
100%.
because at the end of the day, I can get someone else's perspective and I can hopefully learn from it or just take it in. So yeah.
Yeah. 100%. I think at first when I first started doing my podcast, I was very kind of upset. Not like I would maybe get a little butthurt at some criticism I was given, but then thinking about it now and thinking about how I got that criticism and then how I used it, I
Mm,
think it was very important to learn it because there's still things like my family will tell me to this day about how I'm doing the podcast or this and that. And I'm just like, okay, thanks. That's all I really say. I'm just like, thanks. Thanks for your feedback. And then I just move on with it. And it's just kind of, it's important, I think, in the music industry because if you're getting like criticism from people like you admire and you look up to,
mhm,
you're going to take it better than some rando on the internet, you know?
100%. Sometimes you need to assess the credibility of the people that you're receiving criticism from.
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of go by the thing like if I wouldn't want to be in someone else's position and they're telling me something in that field
Yeah.
relating to what they're talking about, should I pay a lot of attention to what they're saying? I'll definitely listen and like think about it. But I think if you listen to everybody all the time, it'd kind of be people pleasing, and that doesn't get anyone anywhere. So it's kind of just like logical for
Yeah. What's
you
that one saying? It's just like you're your you're your own like biggest critic. Like I feel like I am constantly the person who's like, well, why did I do that? Like this and that. But in the long run, it's like I might be the only person that notices it, like or something like that. And I feel like it's also important though to have that criticism of yourself because you're almost like holding yourself accountable in some ways
hmm Yeah.
and you can see it like in the long run. You're just like, I did it that way for a reason, and like whatever I was going through my head then at that time, I know it was right. It's just so crazy to think about in a world of so many different people and different things.
Yes. Being your own worst critic, I 100% am mine. I'm very, very hard on myself. I've been told sometimes to my detriment, but also with other people saying things like criticizing, which, like I said, bring it on. But you're probably saying something I haven't already, or I've already said to myself. So
Exactly.
like, when I do get that, I'm like, yeah, like it's great because I'm like, okay, I thought that you just reaffirmed it. Now we can take it from here. How can we solve the problem? How can we improve? How can we
Yeah. It's
rethink
like you've already noticed that about yourself, but now that you see someone else noticed it, you're just like, okay, now let's move on and see how we can fix it. Which I
it?
think is really important because I think there's not many young, especially female musicians out there who take criticism like that, you know?
Same.
Like they're almost kind of just like they don't care. Like they care, but like they always just do their own thing and they're going to stick with doing it, which is totally fine, totally 100% fine. But I think it's almost important to hear what other people are saying because, like I said earlier, if they feel that way, maybe others feel that way too, which is important.
I think so too. I think there's a balance between like a stick to your guns and know yourself and show up as yourself and be authentic to you. But there's also, I believe, a positive to having a growth mindset and staying curious. I always want to stay
Hmm.
curious and put myself in other people's shoes so we can understand what's going on, and then kind of
Yeah.
there. And I'm figuring out the balance between, okay, who am I as a person? I'm like, wow, I'm coming into my young adult life. Like, I'm figuring everything out. So I know there's people ahead of me that I really can take everything in from. But also, like, who am I and who have I been my whole life that I know to be authentically me and that feels best. So I'm always taking in what's around me and what people are saying, but also like trying to be present in the moment and really get like a sense, like a feeling for what's right.
Yeah. And
But
I think that's so good for you to have as an aspiring young musician because like so honestly, I feel like you started this at the perfect time because if you would have started this right when you picked up your guitar like in high school, you would
right,
have I feel like you would have almost like regretted it. But I feel like since you're graduated high school in college now, you have a better mindset of how you want to do it. So I feel like there's so many young people that start like in high school and then they go back and they like delete all their stuff they posted in high school or just
like oh no,
they revamp themselves.
yeah, and you know what? Like I feel that way about like I'm gonna feel that way. I think that's a natural human thing. That means you're growing and learning. So I'll probably look back on a lot of the things and be like, I wish I could have done that better, or I wish I would have learned this sooner. But that's just human nature,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But also it's a blessing because that does mean we're learning and growing and changing and living life like we're supposed to. But yeah, starting it in college, I definitely have had some eye-opening moments this year,
Mhm.
and not living at home, and yeah, just learning how to be a functioning adult. So kind of
That's
under,
important.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I'm online in college. So, like I got a semester of the college experience, but then I was
Yeah.
like, I tried that, got the T-shirt. I don't. So it's just yeah. But hopefully I won't look back and cringe too hard. That's
You
the
won't.
goal.
You won't because I think the stuff you've put out currently is like stuff you're going to look back on and be proud of. That like, oh, Asphalt was my first single. Like that's something I'm proud of, one of the first songs I've written. And so I think that's how you're going to look back on it, not like, oh, that's cringy. I could have changed that. I think in the long run, you've definitely handled things very maturely going forth. And I
Thank
think that's something like a lot of people need to admire, just like how you're going about it and doing it because you have like the right people around you and you have the right mindset to go forward. And I honestly think that's like gonna help you in the long run.
thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, it's a like I said. I keep just saying this, taking it all in.
Yeah. And
Learning.
that's important, not to go too fast
Yeah,
and get all the feedback you can. Like, guys, she loves criticism.
yeah, I do. Lay it on, yo.
So, going forward, where do you see yourself like in 10 years down the road with your career?
It's a question that makes me giddy. I hope to be touring full time. If not, I ideally I'm just internationally, all over the world. want to reach as many people as possible. I want to have written a lot of more songs, have a lot more perspective on the world and experience behind my belt and that kind of stuff. So I want to be doing music full time. I want to be a lead guitar player. I'm working on that right now.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, and I want to know a few more instruments as well.
Yeah. What is like, what do you want to pick up?
What don't I want to pick up? That's
Yeah.
I'm one of those people where sometimes I'm like, I want to do so many things that it's like, ooh, I gotta slow down so I'm not being really bad at everything, having tried everything.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's focus on getting good at the things in front of us for now. I definitely want to pick up drums, and I feel like bass would be easy ish to pick up having played some guitar. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely different and hard and everything, but I want to be able to play some bass. And then banjo, mandolin.
Dude, banjo would be sick. Like I can see you on stage with a banjo.
I
It's giving very like Taylor Swift mean music video vibes, but like in a really good way.
I've never picked up a banjo, and honestly, that needs to change as soon as possible. Also, having since moving to Texas, I've gotten so into bluegrass.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even. I don't know why I said that related to Texas, but just listening to country music, I love bluegrass, and I would love to pick up some banjo, mandolin, and if I'm feeling extra ambitious, hopefully some fiddle too.
Dude, that would be cool. There's so many good female fiddle players right
There really,
now.
yeah.
And I love to see it because it's so crazy and it's just really cool. And
There's
like,
just so many great musicians alive right now. It's
yeah,
it's just like wow,
we're living at the same time as them. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
experiencing it in real time. Yeah, it's
Yes.
very cool.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Molly. I had a blast chatting with you, and I'm very excited to watch you blossom, watch your career bloom, and it's going to be really fun to see. So, everyone to join the ride, hop on. Molly is crazy talented, and you should all check her out.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I've had a blast
Of
talking with you
course.
too. This has been so much fun.
Yes. Thank you all so much for listening to The Buzz with KDB. We'll see you next week.